Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Simon, your crypto insider, here for an update on crypto stocks. So let's jump straight into the charts. Obviously, we covered crypto stocks a couple of months ago, and back when we did cover these stocks, if I just pull up one of my favorites right now, Cleanspark, we can actually see that if we went sort of back to July, it might have been around about June or July, I shared the last update. But we can see that things had broken off their lows, been in an uptrend, multi-month uptrend. We had these 1, 2, 3 sort of pushes up, and we seem to be finding a little bit of resistance on the majority of these names. Obviously, since then, we have seen a pullback, and I think what I really want to do is figure out, like, is now the time to buy? Obviously, we have seen this pullback in crypto stocks, which has coincided with a pullback in the stock markets, a pullback in Bitcoin. I actually just did another video talking about my thoughts on Bitcoin and talking about my thoughts on stocks, just to say that, look, it looks like the US dollar is putting a little bit of a top into the market. So obviously, if we do see that top coming into the market on the US dollar, then that should give a nice lift to stocks and also to Bitcoin. And obviously, one of the major sectors that is going to benefit from that is crypto stocks. And let's be honest, Bitcoin miners is what we're talking about today. So if we just look at this dip we've seen, I'm going to start with Cleanspark, as it's the sort of first one on the list that I'm really interested in buying some more. We can see we've seen over a 50% decline. If we just pull out our Fibonacci retracement tool, as this is a great way to analyze when to buy a pullback, we can actually see we have not only tagged the 618, which is one of my favorite retracements, especially on, should we say, more volatile assets. Obviously, assets with less volatility, they might just come back to the 382. It looks like we did get a strong bounce on Cleanspark from the 382, but we since came down. The 50% didn't really hold. And to be completely honest with you, this Tom DeMark 9 buy candles, this reversal candle, should have been telling us that actually this obviously printed last week. This was a good chance to buy it. Obviously, it's come into the 618 and between the 65 golden pocket. We've got moving average support as well. Obviously, we've got these sort of highs here that we're currently testing right now. So look, sometimes we can deviate a little bit under some of these reversal candles. I don't think it's a reason to worry at the moment. I think if we do get a bounce tomorrow, obviously tomorrow's a Friday, right? Stocks and crypto, if they're going to bounce, they normally bounce on a Friday. Thursday tends to be a little bit more of a down day. So yeah, let's see how this week plays out. Obviously, we are on the weekly candle. If we go into the daily candle, we can see we are slightly off our lows of the week, but obviously today we couldn't really build on yesterday's momentum. But let's see if we can get a move tomorrow. Ultimately, I do think, look, to be able to buy Cleanspark at 350, it's been as high as, what's that, 759. Okay, I think it's a great buy here. I'm not going to lie. I think this is the time to really be sort of filling our boots. I've definitely been accumulating more. I know during this run up, obviously I was holding, took a tiny bit off, 10%, said to myself, look, I do have capital on the side that I'm looking to deploy should these markets pull back. I was actually looking at this dip to the 382, thinking I'll buy a little bit there. It's come down to 0.5. I've bought a little bit more. Now all the way back here, and I'm thinking, right, it's time to back up the truck. These things are a buy. These things are going to fly when Bitcoin really gets going. As soon as Bitcoin breaks that horizontal resistance around the 30K, 31K, expect these stocks to go absolutely crazy. And it's my personal prediction that I feel that stock markets will be at all-time highs within the next year, with raging stock market, Bitcoin showing signs of life, signs of growth, obviously ETF coming, halving coming. For me, it's a no-brainer. This is probably it's probably the highest alpha play that's out there in terms of getting exposure to the crypto market. These things really do swing. You know, they fly around as a factor greater than of Bitcoin. So yeah, I like Cleanspark. We're just going to run through a couple of others. Obviously, ARB has had a very rough time, nearly went bust. at the end of 2022. Managed to get a lifeline. It's been chopping around. I do think, look, I don't know if we're ever going to get back to all-time highs on ARB. Obviously, this is the LSE. I'm you know, previously I've lived in the UK. Obviously, I'm English, so this is the asset that I've bought myself. So look, I think all-time highs could be unlikely, but you know, can we sort of, you know, see a nice multiple from here? Potentially even up to around the 100 mark, which probably be quite strong resistance if we do get up there. But that's basically over 10x from where you are today. I think most of us would take that, right? So yeah, I think ARB is another one that, you know, provided it can stick around, and I think it will stick around. You know, it's just in this sideways range. Great time to accumulate, in my opinion. Canaan, I'd probably stay away from. It is a Chinese mining stock. I've just been really disappointed with them, really. You can see it's pretty much at its all-time lows. It's pretty much come back to its lows from the previous cycle. I mean, if you look at these other mining stocks, okay, they've all got obliterated, but you can see Clearspark nearly got down there, Cleanspark, sorry. And if you look at where we are now, even after what has been a pretty devastating sell-off, it is still up, you know, nearly 100% from its lows. So, you know, it's looking to put in a higher low on a weekly time frame, and that is obviously a chart that looks a lot stronger than something like Canaan. Coin isn't a crypto miner, but we cover it anyway. Coin is looking strong. I do like what Coinbase are doing. Obviously, they've launched their base network as well. And even though they're not doing an airdrop, I think they'll just be able to onboard lots and lots of users that are using the Coinbase platform. It's very, very easy to go from Coinbase to on-chain on their base chain. Fees are super cheap. It's obviously using the optimistic technology, the same as Arbitrum and Optimism are. So I think it will definitely be a stock that will perform well going forward. In my opinion, most reputable exchange in crypto exchange with the least amount of risk. And I personally shifted some of my holdings onto my Coinbase account over the last few months, just due to, you know, fun around places like Binance, that obviously everything we've seen with other exchanges that don't quite have the same level of regulation, but obviously Coinbase has that gold standard regulation, and I think they'll do really, really well coming the next bull run. So that is a stock I'm bullish on. I think at these prices that we've come back, we're sort of sitting on this support here. We've started to push up over the last week. I think you know, when the market does turn around, Coinbase will start to perform very well. Hive is another one that I do like, that I do have some exposure to. See Tom DeMark 9. Obviously, it's got this this trend line support as well. Looking to put in a higher weekly low, and then obviously, you know, it's pretty much gone up to this resistance around about 9 here. Like I say, it's over 50% down. If this starts to turn around, it can really, really run, and as can some of these other stocks as well. Hut's another one I like. Same kind of setup. Tom DeMark 9 is pulled back. If we just have a sort of quick look at the fib retracement on this, we can see very similar, very, very similar to what we saw on Cleanspark. Obviously, we've come down, we've sat on the 618, we've actually come through it. But I just think, you know, if you're going to get bearish on this break, then, you know, for me, it's a bit of a trap, really. I'm only really looking to accumulate these. Obviously, I'm looking for buy entries. You can actually see, just if we look left, you can kind of see a lot of support coming in around here. Obviously, this was previous resistance. It flipped to previous support. We did break through it, but we couldn't sustain price under this level. So obviously, this is a level of strong support around about the 162 to 170 area. Currently at 187, just above that. I think it's a good place to buy where we are right now. Mara is one of my favorite ones. I would say alongside Cleanspark and Riot, Mara's well up there as one of my favorites. I mean, it's absolutely nuked this week. Just looking at our, let's put on our fib retracements as well, and just see whereabouts we are. Yeah, so we seem to be making a run for the 0.78 at the moment, which is around about that 690. we can see we've had a pretty major level just under that. Around about 630 seems to be a zone that has been bid in the past. Again, we don't like to stay under that level for very long. So look, I think anywhere between here coming down to really around about sort of 6 to 550, excellent entry for long term in terms of the next bull run. I mean, you know, just I've been talking to people. I remember people messaging me. This is back a couple of months ago, around about the time I did my last video, and they were sort of saying, "Oh, you know, I want to buy. Have I missed out?" And they wanted to buy. After this move happened, I was talking to a few people. Mara's around about 10. I was saying, look, you probably want to take a look at these right now. You know, and people don't want to buy them because they're scared because obviously the price has dipped. But actually, this is the right time to be getting involved. I mean, you know, like I say, I was looking at Mara when it was 10, thinking this is probably a good place to lean in. It's even lower than that right now. It's 7.4. I personally think that's a great entry. I mean, you know, if you're getting in around about 7s on this asset, if we just look at where the all-time high was in the past, look, you know, we've got, what's that? Yeah, we're looking at over 1,000%. Do you know what I mean? So easily over a 10x is possible in Cleanspark, as we just looked at. Probably you know, the majority of the stronger miners. I think that's definitely possible. And what's Bitcoin going to do? You know, I'm not sure. I'm not quite as bullish as some other people are long term on Bitcoin. But I think with these mining stocks, obviously, as a proxy, when Bitcoin does well, they tend to outperform Bitcoin. You know, providing the stock market's doing well, and I do think the stock market will do well over the next few months as well. So, you know, really, this would almost be my preferred way to play. You know, the next bull run. I think crypto stocks are a fantastic way to play the bull run. If you're in the UK, you can invest in crypto stocks via an ISA. If you're in the US, I think you have something similar. I'm not, you know, I'm no expert on that. But yeah, these are a great way to obviously play. Just looking at Mara, sorry, not Mara, MicroStrategy now. We can see that this level here around about 312 is a pretty big level. We've actually bounced off that by the looks of it. So let's just see where did we get down to last week, or this week even. Yeah, we came as low as 308. So we're right on support here. You know, like I say, dollars at resistance. The stars seem to be aligning, if I can say that with a straight face. So look, I really think that this is a great time to be leaning in. I would be very surprised. I mean, even if we do break down lower, we then have these moving averages coming in here too. I'd be very surprised if we break and hold below, you know, 283, call it 280 on MicroStrategy. So yeah, I think it would probably take a black swan for all of these equities and to really roll over from here. I think, you know, the fact that we've had this sell-off means that the majority of these assets have been de-risked, and if you want to buy, downside is now a lot more limited than it was, say, a couple of months ago. So we can see here Tom DeMark 9 candle on Riot. I mean, if we do start to reverse tomorrow, that is literally going to be like we're at support as well. Got moving average support. That's literally going to be the perfect entry for me, and I think we will probably move up from there. So what else do we want to cover? There's obviously some other stocks here that have, you know, it's kind of like blockchain exposure, shall we say. Google, there seems to be no stopping this one. Where are we with Meta? Yeah, another obviously strong start. Looks to be turning around. Tesla, PayPal as well, starting to embrace and adopt crypto. How much lower does PayPal go? Obviously, it's a pretty ugly looking chart at the moment, I will admit. But yeah, like I say, for me, if markets do turn around, PayPal will as well. But yeah, maybe I'm not overly sort of so hot on the PayPal chart compared to some of the others. I think probably, just to recap, my highest conviction plays for crypto stocks, or should I say Bitcoin miners, are Cleanspark, Mara, and also Riot, Cleanspark, Marat, and Riot. Those will be the three that I am going to be concentrating on for sure. And just kind of looking at these charts, like I say, I just feel like, you know, Tom DeMark 9 reversal on the weekly, same with Riot. I mean, that is just, yeah, that is just all lining up, obviously, in terms of what's going on with, you know, the broader markets as well. And Cleanspark too. I just think, okay, yeah, now's the time to really pay attention and yeah, sort of start to get locked in to some of these positions. And yeah, obviously, I'll leave it there. If you do like the content, please do subscribe to my channel. I'm definitely trying to grow the channel. I know I'm a relatively sort of small channel at the moment, but I'm hoping to make a change to that over the next few weeks and months. Yeah, feel free to share the video, give it a like, and I will definitely be back very soon to see if I'm right or wrong on these calls that I'm making today. Like, obviously, I'm very bullish on these crypto stocks, and yeah, I'll be interested to see where prices are at in a month or two. So stay tuned for the updates. All right, bye for now.